So let's talk cost of living in Nashville. The first thing I want to cover, and what I believe to be the most important factor when you're looking at cost of living anywhere, is the real estate, cost of housing. Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know, my name is Wesley Meyer. I am a local real estate agent here in the Nashville area. If you or anyone you know is looking to buy a home or sell a home in the Nashville area, I would love if you reach out to me. My contact info will be in the description of this video. I also host a free first-time home buyer consultation with myself and my team. For more info about that and how to sign up, there will be a link in the description as well. Cost of living in Nashville. What's the scoop? How does it compare to other places in the United States? Let's take a deep dive into the cost of living in Nashville. The first thing I want to cover, and what I believe to be the most important factor when you're looking at cost of living anywhere, is the real estate, cost of housing. So Nashville has steadily increased the past few years because of our mass immigration from other places in the United States. That's driven housing prices up. There is a high demand for houses here in the Nashville area. So taking a look at a snapshot of where our market is right now, the current median sale price for a home within the borders of Nashville is $500,000. This was this past July. So the $500,000 is going to get you median house in Nashville. Now, if we're talking all of Davidson County, that's the county that Nashville is in, the median sales price for Davidson County as a whole, which most people still consider to be the city of Nashville, although technically it's not. All of Davidson County, the median price is $480,000 this past July. So significantly less, but still higher than what we've seen the past few years. Both of those figures are holding pretty steady over the past few months. So the median sales price is not really dropping, but it's also not getting too much higher. So it's kind of hovering around those two numbers. How does that compare to other places in the United States? Well, Nashville home prices, cost of housing in Nashville is 6% higher than the national average. So we are a little bit higher than what is average across the United States, but that is taking into account all housing, whether it's rural, whether it's urban. So we are 6% higher than the national average as far as housing costs. However, utilities, we do have quite affordable utilities here in Nashville. Now that doesn't obviously outweigh the cost of housing because you're spending a lot less on utilities over the long term compared to mortgage payments on your house. But on average, our utilities in Nashville are 11% less than the national average. So we do save quite a bit of money on utilities. The average energy bill for the median house in Nashville, single family, is $156. And over the past year, our gas, the cost of gas as far as transportation goes, was about $3.10. Now gas prices have been elevated recently, so I'm sure that will go up a little bit. Much cheaper than a place like California or Chicago that have consistent gas prices above $4 and even $5. Our groceries in Nashville limits are on average about 2% less than the national average. So you're saving a little bit on groceries, but keep in mind everywhere grocery prices have exploded. Cost of living is going up everywhere. I read an article just yesterday that mentioned the average American is spending $700 more every month just on cost of living compared to where they were this time last year. That's something to keep in mind. While it might feel, if you live in Nashville, that everything's getting more expensive, a lot of that is just due to the national economic climate in general. It is not Nashville specific. So keep that in mind. So when I'm talking food and groceries, let's go over a couple examples. On average, a loaf of bread is going to cost you $3.78 in Nashville. A gallon of milk on average is going to cost you $2.30. Carton of eggs, $2.19. Thank the Lord, because they were a lot more expensive than that just a few months ago. On average, a bunch of bananas will cost you $3.28. And a hamburger, typical hamburger from a restaurant with no sides, $5. So that might sound pretty affordable to you. It sounds pretty affordable to me compared to some of the prices I see elsewhere. Now, one other important point too is our healthcare costs. Nashville has relatively low healthcare costs compared to other places in the United States. In fact, we are 9% lower than the national average for healthcare costs. We do have top-notch hospitals here in Nashville with Vanderbilt Medical, and several others. The average doctor's visit is $113. Average dental visit is $97. The average optometrist visit is $106. The average Nashvilleian spends $418 every year on prescription drugs. Seems a little high to me, but maybe I just don't buy that many drugs. And the average veterinary visit, if you're taking your dog or your cat to the vet, is $57. Now, of course, this will vary depending on where you are in the city. All these statistics are just an average of everywhere in Nashville. If you're in a place like Brentwood, a place like Green Hills, Westmead, Belmead, that kind of thing, prices are going to be higher, obviously for housing, but even for groceries, that kind of thing, and utilities. If you're in a place like anywhere north of Nashville, Antioch, Donaldson, those kind of areas, not bad areas to live necessarily, but more affordable. Cost of housing is significantly less. Utilities are usually less expensive, and groceries tend to be less as well, depending on where you shop. One other thing I did want to dive into is just the cost difference of moving from different places. So say you're moving from the city of Chicago to the city of Nashville. A lot of people are right now. In order to sustain the same level of lifestyle you have right now in Chicago, you don't need to make as much as you did in Chicago to maintain that same lifestyle in Nashville. So for instance, say you make $120,000 a year in Chicago. If you want to maintain that same lifestyle in Nashville, you only need to make about $97,000. So significantly less, over $20,000 less to maintain your same lifestyle. A lot of that is due to taxes, the tax burden. A lot of that is due to the lower costs of groceries and utilities and things like that. Another example, if you're moving from a place like Los Angeles, I mentioned Los Angeles specifically because out of the people moving to Nashville from other states, Los Angeles is the #1 location that they are coming from to move to Nashville. So for example, we'll stick with that same number. If you are making $120,000 in Los Angeles, to maintain your same standard of living in Nashville, you need to make about $78,000. So again, very, very significant. In fact, about $42,000 less. And last but not least, New York. Again, like the other two cities, there are quite a few New Yorkers moving to Nashville. That's why I mentioned these 3 cities specifically. But we'll stick with that same number. If you're making $120,000 in New York, in order to maintain the same level of living that you have in New York, in Nashville, a year, you need to bring in $51,000 to have the same standard of living at that $120,000 will get you in New York. So New York is the steepest difference out of all 3 of these examples. I do understand the draw of that area of New York, but come on, who wouldn't want to save that much money every year just by living in a different great city somewhere else? But that's just my opinion. So if you're moving from any of these places, you're going to think Nashville is a much more affordable place to live. Housing, utilities, groceries, everything. If you're moving from a place a little more rural or a little closer, you might think Nashville is quite expensive. As I mentioned earlier, we do have 6% higher cost of housing than the national average is. So I hope you found this video informative and helpful. If there's anything specific you want me to talk about in future videos, please leave that in the comments. Please like and subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications to never miss a video. Until next time, I am Wesley Meyer, local Nashville realtor. If you're looking to buy or sell a home in the Nashville area, I would love to speak with you. Please reach out to me. My contact info is in the description. And don't hesitate to sign up for a free first-time homebuyer consultation with myself and my team. Link in the description. See you next time.